Tagadosh Woker Or, Daf Yomi Masechet Zevachim, Daf Ayin Teta Mudalev 79A1, says the Gemara. We were just talking about Hadideh veHad Rabbe, which means the Mishnah Mikvaot, which we're going to say that it's going to be Batel, the Mechatat, with the majority, right, is his own Shita of Rabbi Yehuda. That's Dideh. Dideh means his Shita. Had Rabbe, but the Braita, which says that we're going to look at the white wine, Ki'ilu, that it's going to be red wine, in order that it should not be Batel Berov, is his rabbi, Had Rabbe, his master, his rabbi Shita, which he's going to be Machmid in Bitul. Now, how does the rabbi of Rabbi Yehuda know to be Machmid in Bitul when Rabbi Yehuda himself is bringing the Chumrah in his name? The Tanya was learned in a Braita. Rabbi Yehuda says, Mishum Gamliel, the name of Gamliel, En dam vatel dam. Blood does not annul blood. So means we're talking about now the sprinkling of the blood by Kisui Adam, that if it already got mixed up, even one drop of blood of the korban and the utensil, right, with a big utensil of dam chulin, they throw all the blood, right, or even if it's going to be one drop of blood got mixed up of the chaya, right, with the blood of a normal animal, that they come and they cover it, you have to cover everything. Ve'en rok mevatel rok. Also, rok is not mevatel rok, which means when you have rok of a human being, rok is phlegm, saliva, of a human being that's a pure, and it's going to get mixed up with the rok of a saliva of a zav, which is a man that has how do you call it? Seminal discharges, that he's a zav, right? It's not going to be vatel, or meraglaim, meraglaim, or also meraglaim of a pure person, which is urine of a pure person, is not going to annul the meraglaim of a zav. So Rava comes and he says, we're talking about a dli, that the inside is going to be tahor, and the outside is going to be tameh. Okay? Because mi'ikar adin, all you have to do is you put it into the mikveh and that's it, right? In order that the tefillah is going to be on the outside, right? Aval, the Rabbanan, they were the ones that made the gezerah, right? So they came and they made a decree that it has to have everything. Dilma chais alayu, was maybe they're going to be chas on the mechatat, on the inside of it, because they don't want it to get mixed up with the waters of the mikveh, and it's going to become pasul, and then they're not going to do the tevilah. So since there's going to be in the dli, right, the majority of main mikveh, you don't need it anymore. Lo tzarich. Right? Why? Because the etzem tevilah inside of it is only a chumrah. Okay? So now he says like this. So now we're going to give a summary. Amar Rava, Amur Rabbanan. So the rabbi said, Betama, when you have a mixture, which is depending upon taste, the Amur Rabbanan beruba. And the rabbis also said, sometimes that it goes by the majority. The Amur Rabbanan bechazuta. And sometimes they said that it goes by appearance. So now how does it work? So, again, one more time. Sometimes the rabbi said it goes according to their appearance. Sometimes they said it goes according to majority. And sometimes they said it goes according to the taste. How does it work? So, min b'she'enu we know when it's going to be different species, b'taima. Right? Like meat and milk, I said. You remember? It goes according to the time, according to the taste. Min b'mino, if they're both meat. So you're not going to say, no. This is meat of a cow, this is meat of a cow. They're both meat of a cow. Just one's kosher, one's not kosher. So how does it work? So he says, beruba, goes by the majority. However, though, what happens if it's only to do with appearance? So, for example, with the bloods or with the water and the wine and all those. So then it goes b'mareh. Upliga Rabbi Lazar, and this concept argues on Rabbi Lazar. Ta'amar Rabbi Lazar, but says Rabbi Lazar, keshem shel mitzvah mevatlot zozo, just like a mitzvah cannot annul each other, so too an isurim mevatlin zozo. So too an isur cannot annul each other, and therefore the isur and the heter cannot annul. So says the Gemara, 1 second. Whoever said, Man shamale damad, em mitzvah mevatlot zozo, who's the one that says that one mitzvah cannot mevatel each other? So he says Hillel, it's Hillel. The Tanya was learned in a Braita. Amru alav Hillel zaken. They said on Hillel zaken shaya korchan bevatacha veochlan. He used to take the meat of the korban pesach, the matzah umaror, in the first night of Pesach. He used to put them in one sandwich, and that's why what we do by korech. Korech is this, right? And we say it zecher, right? We say that we do like Hillel shaya korchan veochlan bevatacha, right? So he says, right, vatacha veochlan mishum shneimar, but it says al matzot umrim yochlu, which means you have to eat them together, which means you have to eat the korban pesach with the matzah and with the maror. So therefore, you see from here that the mitzvot are not annulling each other, because if not, the tam of the maror is going to be vatel the tam of the matzah, and it's going to be vatel the tam of the korban pesach. So you see from here the mitzvot are not mevatlot each other, and therefore you put them all together, and you're going to eat from all of them together. Ayin tetam ubet. Okay, so therefore you see from here, Hillel is the one that holds the mitzvot or non-vatlot from one another. So just like mitzvot or non-vatlot from one another, so to isurin are not going to be vatel one another as well. Okay, another halakha to do with bitul amin b'mino. Tanu Rabbanan we learned in a braita. Okay, charsan. Charsan is a broken piece of pottery. Okay, shel zav, the zava. Whether it belongs to, this is talking about an avit of a minaglaim, which means that they used to use it for like like for the potty. You know what a potty is when they go to the washrooms, right? That's what they use for babies, usually called the potty. But basically, so he says over here, vazav or zava. Pam nishom v'shani tameh. The first time that you wash it, and the second time it's still going to be tameh. Shlishi tahor, but the third time that you're going to wash it, it's going to be tahor. But when are you going to see these words? That you put in water. But if you didn't put water in it, right? It's always going to be tameh. So means here you see that there's a concept that even water could expel a tum'ah. Okay? Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, Rabbi Eliezer says, it's going to be pure. So he says, Man shamat lei de'amar mimi mino lo batel. Who's the one that holds mimi mino is not batel? It's Rabbi Yehuda. So therefore, the Tanakam of the Braita, which he says the Miraglaim, Teorim, is not going to be batel the Tmin, is obviously Rabbi Yehuda. So it comes out that if you're going to come and rinse it out with water, right, the Tanakama is going to be Mudeh, that the third time around, it's going to be Tahor. So we find out that according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's already enough for 3 times to get rid, to expel this Tum'ah. Unminu, we have a contradiction. Pishtan shel tevatonita. What happens if you have a woman that she's a nidah, and she comes and she takes flax and or linen, whatever it is, and she starts weaving it, right? Shemesito tahor. Somebody that comes and he moves it is still going to be tahor. That means even though the woman comes, it's going to be tahor, right? Why? Because it's not going to be. Because since it's already dry, it's not going to be mitameh. So he says, "V'ima yalach." Now, if it's going to be moist, mesito tameh, it's going to be tameh. Mishum mashke pia, because of the liquids in it. Rabbi Yehuda says, "Afarotvo b'mayim." Even if it's going to be liquidy, tameh mishum mashke pia. It's going to be tameh because of the mashke which is there, which is again mitameh. Fafilu tuva. Even if it's going to be that they washed it many different times. So the question is, if you washed it so many times, it should have been enough 3 times to wash it, and then that's it, and then it should have been tahor. So Rav Papa comes and he says, Shaned rok is different, the karir, because basically it's karir. What does that mean? It's very difficult to take it out. It gets like absorbed, and it doesn't come out that easily. It's not like the cheres that it comes and takes it out. Okay, fine. 2 dots. Nitarev b'dam psulin. We said that if you have dam of a korban, which was kasher, that get mixed up with dam psulin, you spill everything out to the ama. So Maika mipalge, what is the machlok between them? Amar v'zvid says Rav Zvid begozrin gezerah b'mikdash kamipalge. Do we make a gezerah, right? Of gozrin gezerah b'mikdash and the mikdash? That's a machlok between them. More savar gozrin. More savar comes and he says that we do make such a decree, right? Without suspecting that we're making kochim get lost, right? Because then you know that it's not going to come and affect other kochim. Or more savar, and the other one comes and he holds, right? Lo gozrin, that we're not going to make such a decree. Okay, Rav Papa comes and he says, "Techule alma." According to everybody, we do make a gezerah, right? And that's basically you're going to make lost all the other kochim. But here the question is, by dama tamsit, is it going to be that it's going to be much more than dama nefesh, right? Which means that the dama nefesh is going to be mitarev with dama tamsit. More savar shchiach, more savar holds that it's actually shchiach, that it's going to happen, and therefore, since it's going to be common, right, that it's going to happen, so then it's going to be a problem, and we want to be marchik from the avera. More savar lo shchiach. Other one says no, it's not common. That dam nefesh is going to be mitarev with dam and tamsit, so it's not going to become pasul from the Torah, and therefore we're not going to make such a decree. Remember, dam and tamsit is the leftover bloods afterwards. Dam and nefesh is when they kill him, that all the blood starts coming out. That's called dam and nefesh. The afterwards, all the other blood that's going to come out is called dam tamsit. So Bishma Rav Papa, it's good according to Rav Papa. I know the telling the Torah is written mitarev dam absolute shefel rama, right? But dam and tamsit shefel rama. But according to Zvid, why don't I just come and I mix them together? Meaning, according to him, why don't we just put both cases of the Mishnah together and that's it? So says the Gemara, you're right, Kasha. It's a very good question. Okay, and B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow we continue with the Mishnah.